Hi everyone, so welcome to Investing for Value. So like today I'm going to talk about Smile Direct Club. They're doing really well. They're up 21% today. So why are they doing really well? Well, they've just inked a deal with Walmart. And for anyone in the US, you know Walmart is a big deal. You see their products, you're going to want to buy them because they're really building this nice, valuable brand. Like you look at brands that have built themselves and then they basically dominate your supermarket shelf. Well, these guys are basically possibly even becoming the next Colgate. So when you consider that, does this company have value? It's gone up 21% today, but we also have to consider that this share price was, it was close to around $18 when it listed. Let's just double check those facts. So I think, yeah, it's about $18 when it listed. Came down as low as close to $8, $8.20 or whatnot. And then it's just come off its lows and it's at $10.17 as we speak. But it's slowly changing. That's $10.19. So it's gone up 2 cents since I've written this on the board. But stocks fluctuate. You have to remember that. So like between this talk, it's just going to fluctuate between the pricing. But let's not worry about too much about the cents, like the little tiny change that, we're not here for tiny change. We're investing for value, right? We're investing for the long run. We want to find companies that give you the most, the most, value for your buck in terms of, reliability, in a good consistent time frame. So Smile Direct in the last 9 months it grew 88%, but that was off like an extremely low base. But if we consider the last 3 months, it's done pretty well. Like I think in the 3 month period, their performance about 50%. So like if we just say no, we don't take the 88% growth figure, we take 50% growth figure. They're on about on the current run rate. They're looking at about 700 million revenue around there. So when you consider that, that's not too bad because at the end of the day, these guys make huge margins. But right now, they're just shoveling money out the door, trying to market their products and expand around the world. Like, if you happen to live in a country where Smile Direct is just entering, you're going to see the advertising everywhere. Like, you're probably going to start seeing it online now that you've clicked on this video and YouTube's like, oh, you're interested in Smile Direct Club. Let's start advertising to you now. So you're going to start seeing a lot of advertisements because these guys are pushing all the way through. And I mean, it's normal because this is a growth company. They want to get their name out there. And they're also doing something that's much more unconventional than normal dental care, right? So dental care tends to be one of those really expensive things that the government isn't really willing to subsidize. So when you've got a dental bill, it's extremely expensive, especially if you're looking at braces. So if you're looking at braces, it's going to set you back thousands of dollars. So when you have a company that comes to you and goes, we can do that same job for 60% less because we're going to cut out the middleman, and also we're going to take an unconventional method, and instead of that traditional braces kind of method, they have like aligners, which you just put on your teeth. And then they also cut down on the visits, they're more direct. Hence, Smile Direct Club, right? These guys are cutting out the middleman and then giving you a lot of savings. If you think of someone that's disrupting an industry, it's actually really difficult to disrupt the healthcare industry. Like, you look at earlier last year, you had Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, and Jamie Dimon, like those three people joining together to create kind of like a company that looks at healthcare solutions. And those guys their companies are, they're worth trillions of dollars put together, and they still, haven't really come up with a foolproof solution in terms of how to lower healthcare costs. So when you look at healthcare, it's one of those things that is really expensive, and it's just really hard to cut down on, because at the end of the day, like, healthcare professionals are expensive, because they have spent a long time, educating themselves, and then, so they kind of deserve the money. But at the end of that, but it also means for a consumer, it's awfully expensive. So when you consider something like, braces, if a company can cut the cost down for you, even when they've cut the cost down by 60%, it's still really expensive. Like, even if you cut down an expense of like 6,000 to 2,000, 2,000 is still pretty expensive. It's not, but of course, if you can wipe off like 4,000 out of a $6,000 bill, that's incredible, isn't it? Well, assuming it's 66%, like, probably, like, not necessarily just 2,000, but maybe 2,500. We don't have a calculator, so we're just giving you a kind of rough like number. But in terms of savings, those are incredible savings. And then, these guys are expanding around the world, and they're a first mover advantage. Firstly, when they came onto the market, I wasn't like really convinced about these guys. I was thinking, hey, you're doing something that's quite disruptive, but at the valuation, they came on at about, what was it, about 7-8 billion valuation, and I thought that was awfully, large for a company that's, trying to cut into the space, spending hundreds of millions into it. But it's actually their kind of product lineup that they're getting into stores. If you can get into stores, like, say, like their current deal right now, they're selling it to Walmart. They've also, inked a deal with Walgreens and a couple of others. The minute you can start getting your brand out there and charging a premium for your products, you're gonna make really good margins. Because at the end of the day, like, they can make all of these at a really low cost. So when they can just get into like all the Walmart stores, get people buying, start to build a really strong brand around themselves. Well, these guys, they're gonna make so much, they're gonna make huge profits from this. Because originally dental, like, braces, like, people have, like, a lot of people need braces, but not everyone needs braces. Like, not everyone gets it, to be fair, right? So originally I was quite skeptical, how big this company could be. Like, that they were doing something that was disruptive and good, but it also had a high valuation. But now that the valuation's kind of like halved, even after the 21% increase, assuming, yes, it's still staying around 21%. Yeah, like, even with the 21% increase, like, it hasn't actually put it up as, in terms of a valuation, that high. It's still quite a low base, especially when you consider what it came onto the market at. So when you consider that this is a $4 billion company disrupting dental care, um, and they're about to become possibly a household name in terms of your dental products. Because if you start to build a premium brand, remember, it's about a premium brand. You don't want to be competing against all the low cost producers, because there's a lot of, like, like, brands established who are very competitive in costs. So, like, I can't imagine them trying to compete with Colgate too well. But then Colgate's not a premium brand, like, in terms of, like, the scheme of things. Like, it's still a really reliable, good brand. Like, in terms of cars, you think about Colgate like being Toyota. But these guys are trying to establish themselves as being, say, like a Mercedes, or even a Tesla. Let's just go to Tesla. So imagine these guys being Tesla for, dental care. And, it's kind of a strong breakthrough, because it's actually a really tough industry to break into. So that's why these guys, they are losing hundreds of millions of dollars, but at the same time, they're also building, a brand awareness, value, and it's really going to come in over time. So I do see these guys increasing in value, especially what they do, because it's pretty essential. If you don't take care of your teeth, um, you're gonna have to go to a dentist. It's gonna be a huge bill. Like firstly, braces. Some people can't escape it; they need it. But the thing they're putting into, say, Walmart is just normal dental care products, a premium brand. If you can sell premium products, you earn huge margins. Like you only have to look at, say, a company like Apple. They sell a premium product, they make premium margins. Good margins. And I see the same thing with Smile Direct Club. They're putting in products into Walmart that they're going to make really good margins off, and they're going to sell a lot of it. And then that's going to lead them to become a really well-known household name. And then from there, um, they're just going to take the world by storm. They're just going to start to take market share, start to spread the products around the world. And then that's when you're going to start to notice, hey, this company, I should have been investing in this company because it's starting to make a real change. You want to invest in these long-term companies that actually can make a change. And these guys are like first mover advantage. Of course, it's people can dispute their products in terms of, hey, traditional braces are still much more better because whatnot. We can go for that argument at a later date. But I like, as much as I like what they've been doing in terms of the like braces and all that, and be able to cut the costs down by so much. What I'm most excited about is actually them getting their dental products into Walmart. If you can sell an electric toothbrush, toothpaste to a consumer on an ongoing basis, those are ongoing sales. Because like braces, it could just be a one-off person. Like people don't necessarily constantly need it. They might come back to you for just like maintaining what's been done. But in terms of selling toothbrush, toothpaste, and building a brand around that, that's actually really strong. And from there, that's like after today's deal, I start to think this is a company that can do really well. But that's my opinion. You may have a very different opinion, and I respect that too. Do let me know what your thoughts are below. And we can just see how this company goes. I look forward to updating you as as the progress of this company goes in. Like I saw this deal and I thought I had to buy some shares in this because it's quite cheap for a company that's looking at selling all their products throughout the whole world. It's not too bad. 4 billion for a global company. Like even I see these products everywhere. I see it online. I see it locally. And I think they're doing a really good job. Especially, I love the name, just Smile Direct Club. It makes you smile, right? So, yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. And over time, we'll see if this was a company that actually had value behind it, and we can analyze it if it's actually what's gone right, what's gone wrong. Have these guys been burning too much money, or were the big players just too strong for them? Have you used their products before? Well, those are all questions you want to consider, and we'll have a look at these and see how this is going to go on. So far, I'm really impressed today. I looked at it and I thought, hey, this is a company that could well make a difference. Firstly, just in braces, and then secondly, they're going to sell a commodity. Like you can sell a commodity at a premium price. You can sell toothbrush, toothpaste at a good price. Those are going to be huge margins, and at the end of the day, I'm focused on more of a company being more of a general consumer type company that people constantly need to come back to. rather than selling one-off products. But kudos to them. They're doing really well, being able to cut the costs like significantly, and their margins are really good. Their margins are around, say, like 70-75% or so, which is pretty good. So like I would say, apart from the marketing spend, which is like through the roof, these guys, the minute they don't have to spend so much marketing, or that their revenue growth just catches up to their marketing spend, they're going to make so much profits. So I see them being worth more than 4 billion in the long run, and that's the whole idea of everything. You want to invest in companies that are more valuable in the next 5 years than it is today. Never mind. We don't want to consider that. Hey, it's going to be more valuable tomorrow than it is today. Like, tomorrow is not a long enough time frame for a business to execute on its plan. It needs at least a year or two before you start to see those results. The thing is, with growth companies, we tend to see the results quicker than if it was like a much smaller or slower growing company. So this is what my thoughts are on Smile Direct Club, and I look forward to updating you. Until next time, goodbye.